All right, guys, I'm Nicolette, and today Brian and I are here to bring you a special edition of the eeDesignIt podcast because Father's Day is upon us, and we are about, I don't know, I thought it was this weekend, but it's not, so it is next weekend. We are luckily a little over 10 days out, and we are bringing you our version of the Father's Day gifts for the tech dad, but I think they pretty much could apply to anybody, right, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely. And just think about this. We're coming in enough time in order for you to get that gift, whether it's on Amazon or whatnot. So you better, like Nicolette said, Father's Day is only like a week and a half away. But yeah, these are for the tech dad. And there's so many types of dads out there. It's interesting to think of all the cool gifts we could give, tech dad. I mean, what's one of your favorite ones? One of mine is the active dad, right? The dad that's really active. Even though he's tech savvy, he's super active, always outdoors, things like that. What would you get? Where would you get him, Nicolette? What do you think would be a great gift?
The active dad, I mean, is he out there hiking and skiing and doing all kinds of fun stuff like that? You may want to get him some sort of camera, like a GoPro, right?
Oh,
I think
man,
it's a new GoPro, correct? What
the
is
new
it?
GoPro 9. The GoPro 9 came out like earlier in the year, which is a perfect gift for like that dad that's on the go.
What's the GoPro we have, Brian?
We run the 8s and some 7s, but they have the 9 out now, which is this one, the GoPro Hero 9. Let's look at this. Let's look at the specs on this thing. And they have the Max too.
Different. What's it different from the other versions? That's my question.
You know what? Let's look. I mean, it's interesting too because it's a lot of the specs. Like if you look at the difference between the 7 and the 8, right? The battery and things like that are even in a different place. The GoPro 8 has this where the mount is built into the bottom of it. So like it's showing right here. So that's obviously something with the 9 too. But look at this. This is actually really interesting. It has a detachable lens. So I guess with the 9, you could actually swap out the lenses. With the 8, you couldn't really do that. So look, it's films in 5K. I didn't even know it was 5K.
Okay.
Also records in 4K 2. So basically, this is a lot higher of a resolution in filming than the 8. The 8 only films up to a 4K. I think so does the 7, but I could be wrong. But it looks like that's some of the biggest difference there. I mean, this is really cool. Being able to swap the lenses out.
Yeah, for those of you, and for those of you who can't see the screen, there is an actual lens. If you're listening, there's a nice lens that pops onto the front of the camera. So that's really cool. It makes it look like an actual camera. So yeah, I mean, Brian, you're an active. Didn't you get a scooter and put your GoPro in your scooter, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, I got the GoPro on I have a mount that actually mounts on my little electric scooter and zips around, man. That thing's actually pretty sick. It goes 23 miles an hour for an electric scooter. That's pretty fast. But speaking about that, what about those type of dads? The ones that love speed, right? That's sort of that speed dad. What would you get?
I don't know. I don't know any speed racer dads. So since you're a speed racer dad too, why don't you tell us what you want?
I mean, what's interesting is I would definitely get. I think which a fun gift would be the Segway Lumo Robot, because that's actually really cool. And let me pull it up here, right? That's actually really cool because the Lumo Robot. Hold on, let me just share my screen.
Hold on a second. I want one of these.
Yeah, so this is actually really cool. For some reason I pulled up the British side. I don't know why, but it's all good. But basically, this is actually a robot that's actually a scooter, not a scooter, basically a hoverboard also. So basically, it actually transforms. So right now, this is actually in hoverboard mode. And then it actually has, let's see if we can watch a little bit of the video. So that's in scooter mode, right?
And for those of you not watching right now, it's literally a hoverboard with a robot head on it.
Right.
It's
and it
just
and it
thrown
actually and it actually could follow you around. It doesn't, I was doing some research on it. It's not like it doesn't have it's not the greatest robot or the greatest AI, according to some people out there, but it's pretty cool because it could follow you around, take pictures and do things like that, like sort of like, those drones that follow you. And it could actually take pictures and video footage, I think. But the commands are sort of limited to my understanding, and I don't know how much there is in terms of, the interface where you could actually
How
program.
much is this? I'm sorry. How much is this? Can you check?
I think it's about $1,700.
Okay, so you really have to like your dad. I mean,
I think most of these things we're talking about, you really got to like your dad. Even the price tag on the GoPro 9
the
is like
GoPro is in the
$400.
$350 range. I mean, that's a little bit more reasonable if you really like him. But I mean, this one, he's got to be your favorite.
If you really like them. If you don't like your dad, maybe not.
Get him a crappy camera instead.
That's right. Well, speaking about crappy cameras, right? I shouldn't say it's crappy, but what about dads that are artistic, right? The artistic dads. What would you go for them?
Well, I guess you could get him an iPhone, right? The new iPhone 12 Pro,
I believe,
has a pretty good camera, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The iPhone 12. I mean, it's pretty sick. I mean, it's 5G, right? They have the Max now, which is like massive. I think it's like 6 inches. Here we go. 6.7 inches, right? With a Retina display, where the Pro is 6.1. So they're pretty big phones. I mean, the coolest thing I think about this is the fact that you have they're waterproof now, but the cameras on them are like insane. I'm trying to see if there's specs on the camera here. So if you have an artistic dad, this is definitely one where you can do a lot of like portrait modes and things like that. Here we go. So, where you could actually take a lot of photos, like really nice photos with the camera that, is your phone too. So I think that's a really good gift actually for your artistic dad.
Okay, next year can we do a Mother's Day list because I could really use one of these. I'm just saying.
We could definitely next year definitely do a Mother's Day list. Now, what other type of dads are there out there that we should talk about?
All right, so there's dads who do stuff around the house, right? Not a home buddy in the sense of I stay home, but they do stuff around the house. They're very hands-on DIYers. They want to take control of their home, right? So we actually spoke with someone on a recent episode of the eeDesignIt podcast, right? We spoke with the gentleman, CEO of Flume, and we both have received our Flumes. So Brian, you're going to be putting that together for us.
Yeah, I still have mine wrapped in the box on my desk.
It's wrapped. You don't have it out. I have mine out. I should have brought it. I'm trying to get. I would like to get my husband to set that up because what it does. And you know what? It's not just tech dads, right? A lot of dads want their children to stop showering so long, and that's really my favorite use case. So it monitors your water. You just hook it up. It's a very simple 5-minute installation. Hooks on to your, what is it? The water meter.
It hooks to your water meter. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can track it from a smartphone app. So, it's a really good option for monitoring your water usage and being able to kind of change your behavior as a result as well.
And even they even said it has some capabilities with like AI and leak detection, right? So it knows it could find inconsistent patterns to your water usage and possibly alert you of possible leaks that are happening. And the cool thing I remember about this, it's like a 10-minute install, right? That's why I want to do the breakdown video on this, because it's a 10-minute install and you don't have to, like a lot of the other solutions that are smart meters for water, this one's really cool because this one you're not tapping into your piping or into your main. It's actually attaching to the meter itself and reading it. So it's actually pretty cool that you don't have to have like you don't have to be a plumber to install this. Anyone could pretty much.
Actually, one of the less expensive things on the list. So for Dad, go to the buy now. I forgot the exact price, but I know it is one of the more
buy now
cost effective. options. Okay, so we're looking at the 200. So I mean, this is I mean, for what you're getting for $200. So that's a nice little gift if you like Dad. So
yeah, and you pay with Apple Pay. Come on, you can use your new iPhone 12 to buy it.
All right. So then there is the dad who likes to go to the gym. Now, recently there were some, gym closures. They're opening up now, which is great. And there are still people who like to work out at home, right? You get your all of your workout equipment, your weights, and this, that, and there's the fitness dad. But what could we get the fitness dad? It's tough.
I think this is like I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, so I really don't work out. I work out because it's jiu-jitsu workout, but not this type of workout. I would get the mirror, man. This thing is pretty cool. It's a screen that sits, directly in your house, and you see they refer to it as here, the nearly invisible home gym. But it's really cool because it's just literally a monitor that's mounted on your wall. So it's not. I'm trying to find a really good video of it with people next to it, but it's really not. It's really not that intrusive, right? Where most home, equipment is intrusive, or you need a lot of space for it, or you got to use part of your basement or a spare bedroom. Where this, it's pretty non-intrusive. So it's a pretty cool, device.
Now, my recommendation is for moms to buy this for their husbands if they are dads, right? Moms, dads. Let's get it for dad, and then we can use it as well. So I think it's the gift for everyone, and we just, gift it under the guise of it's for Father's Day. What do you think?
That's right. Just, be like, okay, I'm going to put this here so I could use it
in my side of the
room. That's so funny. So what's the next type of dad? That you can think of?
There are plenty of dads, but I'd say if we're talking tech, right, let's really get geeky for a second, and I mean that lovingly. Let's get geeky and talk about the robotics dad, right? There are dads who love robots. They love to build things, especially our engineer dads, right? I'm sure they love to tinker. So, Brian, I know you have a gift in mind, and you want.
Yeah, I don't even know the cost of this, right? So I'm going to start with that. But if I was going to say, like, what is the ultimate robot gift? I would say Spot by Boston Dynamics. We talked about this a few weeks back when, maybe even a month back or so, because Boston Dynamics was one of the coolest things that they actually released these sort of consumer level robots. Like, you could actually go and purchase it. I know you got to contact sales and whatnot here, but it's actually really, really cool. Let's see if there's some videos on this, but it's really cool. I mean, most of them are going to be used in industrial, settings, but it's pretty crazy that you could get this for your house. I don't know what I would do with it, but I've seen examples of people using it to like herd sheep and things like that, like in real work environments. I mean, how cool would it be? Like, someone rings your doorbell and Spot comes up and checks it. He's like, what's going on, man?
Okay, so if you have a tech dad who also has sheep, this would be the perfect gift.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think just like this is probably like the ultimate super geeky robot gift. I don't even know what it costs. So yeah, don't even, I'm sure we're going to get some hate mail going. Would be insane buying like this $40 bazillion robot for, fathers.
Okay, but there are some cost-effective alternatives if you want to buy dad robot.
Absolutely. There are some really cool, inexpensive robots that you go to Amazon.com, and there's a lot of kits too, which is a great Father's Day gift idea. Anyway, get a kit that you could actually spend some time with your kids and build it together and do something fun together. So
that's a great idea. And these were kind of fun and a little out there examples, but for some inspiration, there's a lot of tech gifts you can get for dad. Just things as simple as maybe he needs a hard drive for his computer, or something simple, a phone case. I mean, there are some very simple tech related gifts out there as well. Do you have anything that comes to top of mind when you think of something simple like that?
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, even simple things like, if someone, I mean, I'm a Mac-based user, right? Like the keyboard or the mouse or even, an Apple Pen. I mean, something, more simple than,
Mhm.
like, a $50 million robot, you don't have to spend that much.
Thank you for
Or how
saying
about this?
that.
Just tell your dad you love them and thank you. How about that? That's really all you need to do.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, happy Father's Day. And if you have any ideas for what to get the tech lover dad, please send them over and we can follow up with some of those.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Happy Father's Day.